I normally don't do movie reviews because I normally don't think that reviewing movies is worth the time and effort. However, recently I saw a movie that was really, really fucking retarded. This movie was called Ditched. Now, the entire premise of this movie is fucking retarded as hell. It's probably the most retardedest fucking movie I've ever seen in my life. Now, let me break down the characters for you. The first character in the movie is some crazy dumb bitch mom. She's basically the mom of the the primary victim of the of basically she's like the entire reason all this stupid shit is happening in the first place. She's like a really stupid bitch that came up with a really fucking stupid plan, and because of her fucking stupid ass, that's pretty that's pretty much why this movie even occurred. She's like the the Jigsaw of this movie. If Jigsaw was a fucking idiot that could only come up with plans that were goddamn retarded. Okay, now there's also a guy in this movie Ditched who's he's pretty much like the main like evil guy. The entire movie, they're like, he's an evil guy, he's a bad guy, he's a bad guy. They reinforce that he's the bad guy through the entire movie, and they have him restrained on like a gurney during the entire movie, kind of to reinforce, yeah, he's restrained because he's bad. But the thing that I find stupid about that is even though they take all this time to reinforce this is the bad dude, he's bad, he doesn't do anything. He just sits there tied to that gurney and doesn't do shit for the whole movie. It's like even when things get desperate in the movie, they don't fucking let him loose. They don't untie him. They don't let him kill anybody. Even when it's completely 100% obvious that the bad guys in this movie, want them dead, they don't release him to go out there and do what he does. He's like supposed to be this super killer guy, but he doesn't get to kill anyone. He just stays tied to the fucking stretcher for the whole fucking movie, and it's just a waste of time. Why establish this guy's character if you're not gonna fucking use him to try to escape? It's really fucking stupid. And then you got she's just basically the female EMT. You don't learn anything about her beyond the fact that she's the female EMT. Now, out of all the people in the ambulance, she's probably the only one that actually has more than two brain cells. Everyone else is just fucking retarded as hell, and they die without even putting up a fight. And then you got basically male cop. He's basically a cop. He's a guy and he has a gun. And other than that, he does nothing in the movie. He's just basically there to be the male cop. And then there's the EMT driver. He's just basically the big fat old guy who was driving the ambulance. That's basically all they establish about him. Is he's the big fat fucking guy with the injured leg. They don't explain how he got injured, why he is injured, or how he got injured. He's just a fat fucking EMT guy that's injured. But there's one person in this movie who got an easy paycheck and they didn't even have to do anything or say anything or even memorize any lines. And that's just the generic dead guy under the sheet. Because when they get out of the ambulance, there's this gurney with this dead guy on it with a sheet over it. They don't say who the dead guy is. They don't say why the dead guy is. They don't explain anything about this dead guy. Basically, there's a stretcher, there's a dead guy on it, and there's a sheet on him. He's dead, and he's been dead, and no one knows why he's dead. They don't explain how he died. They don't explain when he died. They don't explain how long the guy has been dead. All they tell you is this guy is dead. And I'm like, okay, why is the dead guy even in the fucking movie? You don't tell us his name. You don't tell us his race. You don't tell us his sexual identity. You don't tell us anything about the dead person. It could be a dead guy. It could be a dead bitch. It could be a dead tranny. It could be a fucking space alien. All you know is it's some dead fuck under a sheet. And they don't tell you if the dead guy was in the back of the ambulance. They don't tell you if the dead guy was in the nearby cop car. They don't tell you shit about this dead guy. He's just dead. And he's there. Okay, I'll move on. And then there's also generic black guy convict. Now, this black guy convict dude, he spends all of his existence in the movie in the back of this police car. Now, the police car is right next to the ambulance, and the ambulance is upside down and crashed. Now, the first question I had is, how did the cop car get down there? I mean, if the cop car was behind them and saw the ambulance drive off the side of the road or fly off the side of the road, why did the cop car continue to drive behind them and ramp off the side of the road with them? It just doesn't make any sense. The cop car is there, the driver is not unconscious, and there's this generic black guy prisoner in the back seat. And like I said, he spends his entire existence in the back of the car, but then the moment he gets out of the car, he dies. He's just basically that generic black guy that gets killed in the movie. But since he spends a large portion of his time on screen asking for help, I have to mention him. Because if he wasn't one of the main characters and he didn't have dialogue, I wouldn't even have mentioned him. But then you've also got this other guy who's got an injury, but he's like skinny medic. He's just a guy. He's a medic, and he's skinny, and that distincts him. He's like distinctive because he's the skinny one. So you got the female medic, the fat guy medic, and the skinny medic. And I know you're like, well, what is he doing there? Why is he there? What motive drove him to be there? Don't know. He's just a skinny medic guy. He just came there because he was ordered to, I guess. They're like, yeah, you need to go on this route.